Hello, this is Chris Mather, and I'd like to welcome you to Flock of Geeks' first ever video podcast entitled Back That Thing Up. I'd like to get a disclaimer out of the way right from the start. The tutorials that we publish on this show are not the only way to accomplish a certain task, but we would argue that they are a good balance of the best and the cheapest way. So in today's podcast, we're going to be focusing all of our time on a specific product. That does not mean we're affiliated with the developer in any way. We're not getting paid for this. We just like the way this product works. So with that out of the way, let's just get right to it. So since no one posted any requests for a video tutorial on our Facebook page, that is really sad, by the way. Of course, we have 15 viewers at the moment, so it's not exactly a maelstrom of response that we expected to get, but still, just one would have been nice. I'm not sad about it. I'll get over it. But I figured I would take it upon myself to decide on a topic. So today we're going to cover the nitty-gritty on how to back up your computer. So like I said earlier, there are many ways to accomplish this task, but we're going to really focus only on two of them. And let me just say, backing up your computer is kind of like getting car insurance. It's not something that anyone really enjoys, and it's not really fun, but once you need it, you need it. It's ironic because today I actually helped someone who thought they had deleted a significant amount of data on their computer. They're a photographer, and they thought they lost a wedding they just recently shot. And apparently they were going out to buy a hard drive today to get everything backed up. But before they had a chance to, they lost all the pictures from this wedding. Now luckily I was able to retrieve them for them. But that's not always going to be the case. So, like I said, it's something that you don't really think about until you really, really need it. So, anyway, you need a couple things. Obviously, you need a computer. So, if you don't have a computer, then I'm not sure how you're listening to this podcast right now. And you plus aren't going to really need anything to back up. Secondly, an external hard drive. Now this might seem daunting, but rest assured you really can't go wrong if you buy an external hard drive that's just about 50% larger than the hard drive inside your computer. So if you have a 1 terabyte hard drive in your computer, then at least 1.5 terabytes. But if you don't know how big your hard drive is, just buy a 2 terabyte hard drive if you have a desktop. If you have a laptop, the hard drive nodes are a little bit smaller, so a 1 terabyte hard drive would probably be fine. Now, if you're listening to this podcast in 2030, first of all, great news for Flock of Geeks for being around for so long, huh? I think that deserves a round of applause. But make sure your hard drive is at least 2 petabytes in that case. That's about 2 million gigs. So 2030, 2 million gigs. If you listen to this podcast in 2130, then I apologize on behalf of all of us humans for treating you, our robotic overlords, with disdain. And I really hope that you're gentle with us while converting us into batteries to power your warships. So, back to you humans, back here in 2011, or somewhere shortly after. If you find yourself wandering around online or in your local Superstore, Best Buy, Walmart, and you're not sure of what brand or form factor of hard drive to buy, I would just head on over to any of your favorite online retailers. Personally, I go to newegg.com. It doesn't really matter where you go. But just do a search for 2 terabyte external hard drive. This here is an example of one. This is a Western Digital. Western Digital is a great brand. Also, Seagate is a good brand. Either one of those would be fine. There's 2 sizes of hard drives, aside from actually how much stuff they store. Like there's basically big hard drives and little hard drives. The big ones include a power cord, and those are best for like desktop computers because they're just going to be sitting there in the same spot on your desk. And so it's not really a big deal if you have a power cord. If you have a laptop hard drive, they make them a little bit smaller. They're a little bit more expensive for the same amount of size. Like I said, this is a 1 terabyte hard drive and it's $90. This is a 2 terabyte hard drive and it's $90. The only difference is this one's smaller. It only requires a little USB cable, and looks just like that. Just a small little drive, and it's easy to throw in your bag, laptop bag. This desktop drive, the one that's bigger, has a couple more cords, or one more cord that comes with it. It's just a little bit bulkier. You don't want to throw that into a laptop bag. So anyway, just go on there, find one that's got good reviews from a reputable brand. Like I said, stick with Western Digital or Seagate, and you'll be just fine with whatever drive you get. So, all right, enough with that. Once you buy the drive, you're going to plug it into the computer using the included USB cable, which looks like this with a little tip on the end of it. Just plug that in at any free spot on the back of your computer. It really doesn't matter which spot it goes into. As long as it fits in there, then you're fine. Your computer will make a little beep noise, and it'll automatically install it for you. So, the third thing you're going to need is a backup program. Now, there's lots of different backup programs available, but we're really only going to discuss one because I'm not interested in muddying the waters for you. I want to give you clear, concise, practical steps you can take immediately to back up your computer. I can't stand these websites that try to explain to people how to do a certain task, but they won't tell you what program to use. I don't know why. Maybe they don't want to offend somebody, or maybe that program isn't going to be always available. But I'm just going to tell you, the program we use is called Crashplan. You can go to crashplan.com, and there's a little download link right there on the main page. It says free trial. They do have paid services that you can get. We'll discuss that in a couple minutes, but for right now, backing up to an external hard drive is totally free. So what you want to do is you just want to download the trial program, and you want to run it. So I've already downloaded it, and I'm going to go through the installation process here real quick for you. I'll pause it while these progress bars are going. Okay, I'm just going to click next through this setup, next. Don't worry about any of the options. All the options on here, the defaults are just fine. Okay, the program is now done installing, so you just want to click finish. It's going to automatically open the software up, and it's going to begin searching your computer for documents that it thinks you might want to back up. Actually, it's going to actually ask you to sign up for an account first. I apologize. I've already signed up for an account, but you just put in your information, and it's not going to ask for credit card information or anything like that. I'm just going to sign in. But once your account gets set up and you get signed in, it's going to open the program, and it's going to start looking through folders in your computer for files it thinks you might want to back up. Now, it'll start by looking at your main user folder, which contains all of your documents, favorites, pictures, videos, music, all sorts of things. And for most people, that's going to be fine. The default settings are going to be just fine. Now, if you have more than one user using the computer, then you want to go in there and make sure you check each user. So you can go in here and click Change. And under this Users folder, it'll have different users that are registered on that computer. So it'll have, for me, it has Chris. Then it has Public, which is basically like everyone has a public folder, which contains shared files between all the users. You probably want to check that just in case, and then check any other usernames that would be listed here under users. Now, if you're running Windows XP, then this folder is going to be called Documents and Settings, and this public folder is going to be called All Users, but everything else is just the same. Now, if you have other folders on the computer that you know where they are and you wanted to back those up as well, just go through and check those and then click Save at the bottom here. So once you've done this, Crashplan now knows what you want to back up, but it doesn't yet know where you want to back everything up to. At the top of the window under Destinations, we want to pick a folder to back everything up to. So click Folder. It brings you to another window, and from here, you just want to click Select, and you want to tell it to back up to the external hard drive that we purchased. Now, if you're not sure what drive letter your external hard drive is, then you click on Start and go to Computer here. and it will tell you the name of the drive and then the drive letter. So maybe it's drive letter D, or it'll probably say something like, free agent, which is the name of a drive, and then it'll tell you the drive letter. Just find out which one it is. It'll say something along the lines of, it'll be the one that has like a bunch of free space and then a little teeny bit of blue at the beginning, if any blue. On Windows Vista or Windows 7. On Windows XP, you can right-click on the drive and go to Properties, and it'll give you a little pie chart. It'll tell you how big the drive is. You'll be able to figure it out pretty easily. So once you find that out, just click the location that you want to store the data, and then click OK, and it'll add that to this list here. And then you just click Start Backup, and it'll automatically start backing up everything to that drive, and that's pretty much all you have to do. It's now automatically backing up. Anytime you add anything to that drive, it's going to back it up in pretty much in real time. It may take a little while for the initial backup, but once you get everything backed up that's there, it'll pretty much have everything backed up at all times. So, backing up to the cloud, which is what we're going to work on next. That's backing up online. There's not actually a literal cloud out there that has your data, although that would be awesome. It's unfortunately not the case. Not yet, but maybe sometime in the future. All that moisture up there probably wouldn't be very good for our data, though. But I'm sure they'll find a way around that. So anyway, now that we have everything locally backed up, we can rest easier. Or can we? See, our pictures and documents are safe and sound if the computer crashes. But what if something happens where we lose both the computer and the hard drive? Now, this is where backing up to the cloud, the metaphorical cloud, comes in. A conveniently Crashplan will allow us to back up all of our precious data to their servers for only a couple bucks a month. Like I said, I'm not getting paid by them. I'm just trying to give you practical steps. So this is something that you can do right here from Crashplan. And the reason I like Crashplan is because it gives you unlimited storage. So you're not paying like per gigabyte like most joints out there. They charge you like 10 bucks a month for like 50 gigs of data, which may be fine. But if you go over that, then you either pay ridiculous fees for getting over, or you just can't put your stuff there. It's just not going to back it all up. And that's not really peace of mind to me. I like unlimited, so that's what I recommend for you. And it's like less than $5 a month. So to set that up, what you want to do is just go to under Destinations. You will see Crashplan Central. If you click on that, you want to click Purchase under the License section. And I'm not going to click that. If you click it, it'll take you to the website. You choose the option you want to. They have different levels of service. Just buy the cheapest one that's unlimited. There's one that's really cheap, like $1.50 or something a month, but it doesn't back up an unlimited amount of data. It's only like 10 gigs. Just, open up the wallet a little bit more and pay like $3 a month. What's that, like half of your Netflix subscription, or less than half, and all your data is safe. So just purchase that, and then when you come back to here, they will have emailed you a license key. And that license key, you actually want to go into Settings and click on Account, and you want to type the license key in here, and then click Save at the bottom, and then that will register your account. And once that is completed, you can come back to the Backup tab and click Start Backup, and it will start backing up your data, and it'll give you a progress bar, and it'll tell you how much longer it's gonna be. And don't be surprised if it may say a couple days or even a couple weeks, because that's a lot of data, and it takes a long time to pass all that to the internet. But once it gets there, it's safe. So, but that's it. That's pretty much it. Your computer will now be automatically backing up all of your important data. Now, you don't have to choose both of these options. You can just choose one or the other if you want. So you can just back up to your hard drive, or you can just back up to the cloud. Our recommendation is to do both, just in case, because having a local backup makes restoring your data a lot quicker. But having an online backup keeps it safer just in case something happens to both your computer and your hard drive. So, that sound means it's time for viewer mail. But this is a little awkward because it's our first episode. We really don't have any viewer mail. So I would really appreciate you emailing us at flockofgeeks@gmail.com or leaving a note on our Facebook page with comments or suggestions or compliments or insults. Just leave a comment below. Just keep it PG if you don't mind. And we really appreciate you viewing our podcast today. Thank you. Goodbye.